Hey everybody, welcome to Board Online, Board Offline. Today we have something a little different for you. We've got a video from Jay Plays. If you haven't seen his channel, be sure to check it out. There's a link in the description below. I've got links in the cards to all kinds of other videos from his channel as well. So here we go. We're going to get into it right now. Check him out. It's a great channel.
Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another playthrough of Spirit Island. Today we're going to be playing with Ocean's Hungry Grasp and we're going up against Brandenburg-Prussia level 4. I've gone ahead and set up everything as usual. We have the event deck and the major minor powers, the fear deck, fear pool. The initial explorer was into the wetlands, so land number 6 could become, it's probably going to go blighted on the first ravage. But we'll see if we can do anything in the land number 1. So I think that's everything for setup, and we can go on then to the first turn. And I think here I'll choose growth option number 2 and add 2 presence into any ocean. So given we're solo playing, there is only 1 ocean, and I'll also get 1 energy. Yeah, let's go with that. And I think I'm going to take them both from the bottom track. So we'll put them into the ocean. I'll get 1 energy as well, and that will be all for the growth phase. So I think in terms of the cards I want to play, I'll probably go with, Call of the Deeps. We might be able to actually prevent the build in land number 1 here. So I think I'm going to go with that. And I'll probably go with Tidal Boon as well. Yeah, let's go with that. So we have 1 energy to pay for Tidal Boon. We have 2 moon, 1 air, and 2 water. So we do get 1 fear. So we'll target land number 3, range 0. It's coastal, and we'll generate a fear. And then we also have 2 water and 1 earth, so we will be able to drown a town. But that is in the slow power phase, so that is our first fast power. And then we also have Call of the Deeps, and we can gather 1 explorer into an ocean, so we will gather the only 1 into the ocean. That goes there, and we can take an energy for that, given that we have the special rule here, drowning, so destroy drowned pieces facing drowned invaders here. At any time you can exchange X health of these invaders for 1 energy, where X is the number of players. So given there's only 1, we generate 1 energy right away. And yeah, that is all for the fast power phase, so we can go on. And the first event we don't resolve. We're obviously Healthy Island, there's no fear cards, nothing to ravage, and we're building in the wetlands. So land number 6 is getting a city, and then nothing to build in land number 1, and the next explorer is into the mountains. So this gets 1, and we get 1 here in land number 2. These advance, and we go on to the slow power phase. So we have Tidal Boon. Target spirit gains 2 energy and may push 1 town and up to 2 Dahan from one of their lands. And if Dahan are pushed into our ocean, we can move them to any coastal land instead of drowning them. So we can, we'll take our 2 energy, and we can just push the town out of land number 3, and we'll push that into the ocean, which will give us 2 energy as well. So yeah, we're building up energy. So we leave. Perhaps it would have been. We couldn't have got anything out of there because it was at range 0 as well. So yeah, we'll leave it there. This goes away. Do we want to push the Dahan as well for that? I think I will actually. I'll push them here and then move them into land number 2. and hopefully we can, although that would, if we use swallow the land dwellers on the next turn then, in land number 2, we would destroy one of those Dahan, and then they wouldn't be able to retaliate, but we don't have to use swallow the land dwellers on land number 2 next turn, because we will have Ocean Breaks the Shore as well if we play these 2 cards, so we will be able to drown a town. Thing is, we're not gonna have a use for Grasping Tide until the turn after, because that will only be building in the next turn. So let's move them, and then we can go on then to the next turn. So yeah, that was that. So we can take our next growth option, and I think I'm going to take growth option number 3. So we will gain a power, so we're going to go for a minor here. So we get 4, and the minors we get are Infested Aquifers, Elusive Ambushes, Call to Trade, and Carapaced Land. Oh, and one thing I forgot to do in setup was add a disease in land 2 and a beast in land 5, but I don't think it's would have had an impact yet. So here we I'm kind of tempted between Infested Aquifers and Call to Trade. If I take Call to Trade and use it in 1, I don't want to use it in 1, because then we'll get another city in land number 1. So yeah, I don't think I think I'll take Call to Trade just because it has such good elements for us, but I don't think I want to use it in land number 1, at least not now. So we'll take that. We do. So we can also add a presence, which we're going to add from the bottom to a coastal land. I'll choose land number 1, and then we push 1 presence from each ocean. We'll push into land number 2. And that will be the end of the growth. So we're not getting any energy, but we do have plenty here. So we'll use Grasping Tide just for the fear, and then that will give us one moon. And if we play this as well, we can get 1 air, which will allow us to activate pound ships to splinters, and then we'll also have 3 water and 2. Okay, so maybe it might actually be better to use Call to Trade in land number 1, and then we'll be able to drown a city and a town there as well. So yeah, let's go with that, I think. Yeah, we can go with that. So that's everything for the growth phase. We pay 1 for Call to Trade. We're going to generate 2 fear from Grasping Tide and defend 4, but no land, and we can't target a land. Coastal land is ravaging, so that doesn't really matter. And then Call to Trade, you may gather 1 Dahan. I think I don't think we will, so that's an option. And then if the terror level is 2 or lower, which it is, gather 1 town in the first ravage in target land. This turn becomes a build there instead, so we'll gather 1 town into land number 1, and that'll be that. And then we have 1 moon, 1 air, and 2 water, or 3 water. So we do meet level 1 of pound ships to splinters. We generate 1 fear. That's our first fear card, and that'll be the end of the fast power phase. I'll move them up there. We go on to the invader phase. The first event then is investigation of dangers. On each ward, add 1 explorer to a land without invaders or Dahan. So we can add this in. Let's add it, I guess, in land number 3. Beasts. Well, each beast destroys 1 explorer. Add 1 beast on a board without 1. So it's actually going to be better if we add that in there. Then it'll destroy it. That's fine. Okay, and then each spirit with at least 3 Dahan among all its lands may use a slow power now instead of later. I think I don't want to use the slow power now because we will have, as I said, the 3 water and 2 earth. So we will actually be able to drown a city plus a town in there. So yeah, I think that's an option. May use, so I think we're okay with that. And then the first fear card is each player removes 1 explorer from a land with the Han. That's very good for us. We'll remove that guy, prevents that build. So that's that. We go on to the ravage step. This is getting a blight, land number 6. This becomes a build because of call to trade. And so they're building a city there. And then they are building in the mountains, nothing to build there. The disease prevents this build. And we go on to the explore step. So the first stage 3 card is mountain and wetlands. So mountain, wetlands there. And so we could have a double blight in land number 6. Not nice. So that's that. We go on to the slow power phase. We are going to use Ocean Breaks Ashore. We'll try in 1 city from land number 1. It's range 0. It is a coastal land. We do have the 3 water and 2 earth. So that's that. We get 3 energy for that. And then we can use Swallow the Land Dwellers to drown 1 explorer, 1 town and 1 Dahan. So this takes all of them out. The Dahan goes away. This generates another fear. I'm sorry, we should have got 2 fear for that city. And then we're getting 3 energy for these as well. So we'll take 1, 2 and 3. And that is our slow powers done. This goes away. And we can go on then to the next turn. And I think here there's only really one option that we're going to take is reclaiming cards. And I think I'm going to take a major here. So first of all, let's get our 2 energy. We'll gather 1 presence into the ocean after we take our cards, but I'm probably thinking of gathering from land number 3 so that we still might be able to access this land depending on the major we get. So we have 1, 2, 3 and 4. And our options are Irresistible Call, Figure of the Breaking Dawn, Infestation of Venomous Spiders, and Weave Together the Fabric of Place. And I think here I think the Weave Together the Fabric of Place is kind of too good to turn down. It has all our elements. We would be able to target land number 1 and land number 6 and make them 1, and then when this effect expires, divide pieces as you wish. All of them are considered moves, so we could actually get everything in this land into this land, which would be very good for us. So yeah, let's take that. We will forget, this is a tough one, but I think probably want to forget here, tidal moon, but that also has one of our moon elements. So I'm kind of tempted to forget Call to Trade, just because it lacks the moon here. So yeah, let's forget that. We are also going to gather 1 presence into each ocean, and I think I'll gather that in there. We took our 2 energy already, so that's that. And we'll play Weave Together the Fabric of Place for 4, and then we can also play Grasping Tide for 1, which will generate 2 fear and also probably defend land number 2. And then our 3rd card, we can, I think here we can go for Call of the Deeps. These guys will retaliate for 4, which will take out 2, but then we can gather the remaining 1 into the ocean before the Ravage step. So yeah, let's go with that. Yeah, that's fine. So we have 3 moon, 2 earth, or 2 air, sorry, but only 3 water, so we're only getting 2 fear here. So we'll target land number 2. We get 1, that's another fear card, and then 2. So that's that. We have 2 fear and generate or defend 4. from Grasping Ties, so 2 fear, and we will defend for 4 in land number 2. So that will go there. And then we have Call of the Deeps, gather 1 explorer. If the target land is the ocean, you may gather another. So we will target these 2, and that'll get us 2 energy. And then we can let the Dahan take out the city. So that's that. That's all our slow powers. We can go on then to the Invader Phase. There's still a healthy island, so we go on to the events, and we get Gradual Corruption. On each board, add 1 blight to a land with towns or cities. Spirits may prevent this by paying X energy per board to protect, where X is the number of cards in the invader discard. So there is only 1, so we will pay 1 energy to prevent that. Fatalities rise in each land with disease, 1 damage to each invader and 1 damage to each Dahan. There are no lands with disease, so that doesn't apply. And then each sphere may add 1 Dahan to one of its lands with Dahan. So there is only 1 of those, and we will add it in there. That's that. We go on then to the fear cards, and we get each player removes 1 explorer from a coastal land. There are none. Ravage Step Mountains. This guy gets destroyed from the Dahan retaliating. And then we're protected for 4 here. They're doing 3 damage. This gets destroyed, and we generate 2 more fear. So that's 1 and 2. So that's that. We're building in the mountains and wetlands, so nothing to build there or there. Nothing there, and this is getting a town. Although target land becomes, so this weave together the fabric of place. Sorry, I never specified. We're targeting land number 1, obviously. So they're both the same land. So yeah, that's that. And then we go on to the explore step, and we get wetlands, the escalation effect on each board with towns or cities. Add 1 town to a land without towns, and we can add, let's add it in there. And then they're exploring there, and given their 1 land, I'm not sure if they explore again in there. So target land and a land adjacent to it become a single land for this turn. It has the terrain and land number of both lands. I'm not sure about that, but just we'll explore there. I'm not entirely sure whether that means we only explore in 1. But yeah, let me know in the comments if that's wrong. But I'll put it in there just to be on the safe side. And yeah, that's the end of the Invader Phase. We go on to our slow power phase. So we only have 1, and we have 3 water and 1 earth. So we can only drown 1 town. Range 0. We will drown this guy. So that's 1 fear and 2 energy. And then that is the end of the turn. So when this effect expires, divide pieces as you wish. All of them are considered move. We will put all of these guys in here. And yeah, that is all for this turn. And these go away. This heals and time passes, and we can go on then to the next turn. I think here we can probably choose growth option number 3 again. And I think I'm tempted to go for a major here. I'm just wondering which card I would forget, but let's see what we get here first, and then we can decide which to forget. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And the cards we have are Vengeance of the Dead, Storm Swath, Infinite Vitality, and Fire and Flood. And I think here it's tempting to go with Infinite Vitality. Just because it would prevent blight in land number 1, but I think Fire and Flood is probably the one I want to go with here. It has a bit of range as well, so I think that's probably the one for us. And then I think I'm going to forget, probably weave together the fabric of place. so we can forget that. We are not, well, we can add one present, so let's add it from, see, we're not going to have any air, unfortunately, with the 3 cards we have in hand here, but we will have 3 water and 2 earth, but it's not going to matter because we're not going to have presence in land number 1. Although if we add a presence, we could add presence to land number 1 here. Although we would have greater reach with fire and flood if we add it there, because then the sacred site would be on the coast and we could potentially reach into land number 7. But yeah, no, we'll still have a sacred site in the ocean, so that would be 2. So land number 5 is the one that's at risk here. If they explore in there, the damage from fire and flood, I don't think we'll be able to reach them. But if we go with this, then we'll be able to drown a city, which will give us some much needed energy using our ocean breaks to shore. So let's go with that. We have 1 from tidal boon, and then 7. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for fire and flood. They're all slow power. Like I said, we don't have any air, so we don't activate pound ships. So no fast powers. Sorry, we do have to still push 1 presence from each ocean, so we can push, let's push it in here into 2, which will give us the sacred site in land number 2. We go on to the Invader Phase. The event card is Fortune Seekers. The next Explorer card matches all lands without towns or cities. Instead of the printed land type, ignore any escalation on it. Okay. Choose a land with disease. There are none, so that doesn't apply. And then each spirit with at least 2 Dahan among its lands either reclaims 1 power card or regains a unique power it previously forgot. So we can reclaim, I guess, I mean, we're going to be reclaiming at the end of this turn anyway, so that doesn't really matter. The fear card, terror level 1, each town destroys 1 explorer in its land. So we'll destroy that. They're going on to the ravage step. Nothing there, nothing there, nothing there. This gets a blight and destroys 1 of our presence. And then we are building in the wetlands, so this is getting a town. And for the explorer step, so the next explorer card matches all lands. So sands, they're getting 1 there and 1 here. They're also getting 1 there and another instead of the printed land type, so it's not going to actually get any in those. It's going to get 1 there and 1 here and 1 in land number 6 as well. So yeah, the next Explorer card matches all lands without towns or cities, and instead of the printed land type, so ignore the sands, ignore the escalation, so those 2 are not, and then there's a source for this, this, and this. So that's that. The Invader cards advance, and we go on then to the slow power phase. So we have in range 0, well, first let's take 2 energy and may push 1 town and up to 2 Dahan from one of their lands. I will push 1 town in here, which gives us 1 fear and 2 energy. And then that is, there's no Dahan to push, so we don't push them. We can use Swallow the Land Dwellers, drown 1 explorer, 1 town, and 1 Dahan. So we can, why don't we drown these to get 1 fear and another fear card and 3 energy. And then we can come out with the big gun of fire and flood here. So 4 damage in each target land. So we can do 4 damage there, which generates 2 fear. And that is a terror level 2 victory. I mean, we could continue with finishing this action, so we could choose that land. But yeah, that's that was a rather quick game. Yeah, wow. But yeah, I think that shows just kind of how powerful Ocean can be. He's such a, like, obviously you have the restriction in terms of land type, so, and you have to stay around the coast. You can't move inland, but you know, this power, Fire and Flood, was very, very strong, given it has the increased range here. So we could, if we got a sacred site there, we could reach there, sacred site here, or even here, we could reach most lands on the board, except for land number 8. But as I said, if we had a sacred site in there, and it's such a powerful card, 4 damage in each land, and then the elements, three water. You know, we met that even on that turn. So that was, yeah, very good draw. And then weave together the Fabric of Place. I mean, ultimately, I think we probably would have been okay if we hadn't got weave together and been able to move the invaders out of that land. But yeah, that was an interesting play. Let me know in the comments if you have any thoughts on it. I hope you enjoyed it. I think that's going to do it for today. And yeah, hopefully you can join again next time. Thank you.